Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Our top story, the lasting effects of the 4th of July celebrations on our sea turtle, manatee, and bird populations on the Suncoast.
Boats, cars, crowds, and fireworks all disrupting, injuring, even killing some of those animals. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick is joining us live from the Bayfront with more on this story tonight. Jess.
Good evening, Haley and Scott. Whenever large crowds gather on the Suncoast, there's always a higher risk that the marine life and the bird nests are going to feel the long-lasting negative effects of that. Now, luckily, there were no reports of any sea turtle nests that were damaged or destroyed. However, some other wildlife wasn't so lucky. This baby skimmer was one of approximately 20 birds brought to Save Our Seabirds over the holiday weekend. He was dazed after suffering some type of unknown impact and was in the middle of the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix race course.
They actually delayed the start of the races on Sunday for this black skimmer. They did the right thing. They rescued it. They brought it to us. And after some intensive care over the last few days, he's doing well.
It's the nesting birds, like the skimmers, that are the critical concern for rescuers. Right now, 20% of the entire state's black skimmer population is nesting on Lido Beach.
They're not used to things like fireworks or boat races or beer parties or dogs or children.
But skimmers weren't the only birds injured during 4th festivities.
We've gotten some other seabirds and some cormorants and a duck that was, I think, hit by traffic out here right by the beach.
And then there's the marine life, turtles, dolphins, and manatees, which all ended up in the path of the busy boat-filled Gulf.
We recovered 3 sea turtles, dead sea turtles, and one that was floating too far offshore for us to be able to get. Of those, one had obvious boat strike injury.
Mote Marine was called to 2 separate manatee incidents. One was simply confused after ending up near swimmers. Another was gone by the time Mote reached the area in a boat.
A lot of it we'll still have to kind of wait and see. We partner really closely with the Sarasota Dolphin Research Program, and in the past they've actually documented serious injury that did not lead to mortality in some of our local resident dolphins. So we'll have to wait and see when they get out in the field to see if they find any that have been freshly hit.
There were several fireworks shows along the water this 4th of July weekend. Surprisingly, the fireworks are safer for animals than humans are.
For the fireworks, I think it's maybe more of an acoustic issue. The noise, dolphins, marine mammals are extremely acoustically sensitive, but then also the lighting can be an issue for our nesting and baby sea turtles. So sea turtles, big turtles coming up to lay eggs, and then the baby hatchlings trying to get back out to the water.
Mote Marine cannot remember a time when an animal was hurt or killed because of the remnants of fireworks. Moving forward with the rest of the summer, boaters are asked to wear polarized sunglasses. That way you can see into the water and avoid hitting any animals that might be in there. As far as the black skimmer population is concerned on Lido Beach, you're just asked to avoid the area. It is marked off so you can't miss it. Live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you. Tonight, beaches across the Suncoast are in tip-top shape thanks to the hard work of hundreds of volunteers. This morning, Siesta Beach, America's #1 beach, was in bad shape. An ABC 7 viewer, Randy Reed, posted this video on his Facebook page of the mess. Chairs, trash litter, other belongings were all left on the public beach from the big crowd that gathered there for the 4th of July fireworks. But at sunrise, volunteers hit the beach to start cleaning it all up. Around 80 volunteers with Keep Sarasota Beautiful took part in the Liberty Litter cleanup. Volunteers also hit other beaches in Sarasota County to clean up the trash. According to the county, those volunteers picked up a total of around 163 tons of trash just today. Now, volunteers were also out at Manatee Beach on Anna Maria Island with trash bags and gloves, picking up litter from the festivities. County officials raked the sands with a tractor as well. One Bradenton woman says she goes out every year to help pick up the trash.
I've been here in the past, and it's always been bad right after 4th of July. A lot of bottle rockets and trash and stuff. So I had the opportunity. I didn't have to work this morning, so I had the opportunity to come out and do this. It's a nice place to come. I don't know why people want to trash it.
One county official we talked to says this year the litter was particularly bad, but not as bad as it could have been without the help of all these volunteers who helped clean it all up. We thank them for that effort.
That was a huge effort, especially if you had been up watching the fireworks last night and then you got up real early to be out there on the beach to help clean up. And Bob is back, and we're going to get a check on our post-4th of July forecast.
Yeah, not as many storms this afternoon. There are some starting to break out, though, along the sea breeze front. And we're going to look for a limited activity through this evening. There'll be some around, and then we'll be back on track, I think, again by the weekend. The heat index, 99. It's actually gone down a little bit. The high humidity and the dew point temperature way up there in the mid-70s, making it feel much warmer. There's a shower that is starting right now at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. West wind at 12. That's at sea breeze. And the pressure 3011. That's high. That continues to rise. Now, the Titan radar review showing not much going on. Normally, you see this is pretty lit up at this time, but we have a few showers, I mentioned, starting to break out along that sea breeze down south into Sarasota County, into near Venice and near Northport. You can see the couple of lightning strikes now. So these are starting to generate some lightning just in the last 10 minutes. And I expect to see more lightning as it progresses toward the coast through the next half hour or so. So people in Osprey, Venice, and Nokomis, look out for these showers to move on in. You can see that one just kind of popped up right there at Clark Road and I-75 near Fruitville. Temperatures very warm right now across the state. We'll let you know about this rain chances, a little drier over the next 2 days, and then things start to change for the weekend. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. A serious accident on I-75 snarled traffic for hours in South Sarasota County today. 5 vehicles were involved in the crash in Venice, which happened around noon. It tied up traffic in the southbound lanes from the Jacaranda Boulevard exit to the River Road exit for several hours. At least one person was injured. No word yet on what caused the accident. New developments tonight on the investigation into a crash on Siesta Key that killed a Bradenton man back in April. A Bradenton woman, 39-year-old Arana Negrete, has now been charged in that accident. She is charged with DUI manslaughter, DUI with serious bodily injury, and other counts. Sarasota police say on April 3rd, around 3 o'clock in the morning, Negrete lost control at Heigl Avenue and Siesta Drive. She went off the road and hit a tree. One of her passengers, 29-year-old Christopher Torado, died at the scene. Police say Negrete's blood alcohol level was around 0.116. And because of that accident and several other deadly crashes, the Florida Department of Transportation has decided to lower the speed limit on that stretch of road. After numerous complaints, FDOT decided to reduce the speed limit near Siesta Drive and Heigl Avenue, leading up to the sharp turn from 40 miles an hour to 30. The speed limit for the curve will stay at about 25 miles an hour.
2 people are in the hospital recovering from gunshot wounds after an apparent robbery. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies responded to a robbery on Rutland Road in Parrish early this morning. Deputies say they spotted the possible suspect vehicle on Rye Road, where they found the driver and passenger inside suffering from gunshot wounds. Deputies say the estranged husband of one of those shot lives at the home where the robbery took place. No arrests have been made at this time.
A group of protesters holding a demonstration in front of Sarasota Memorial Hospital today to fight to save Medicaid. The group gathered in front of SMH holding signs in protest of the GOP health care bill. They say that senior citizens and people with pre-existing conditions have the most to lose if Republicans pass a new health care bill. The protesters were also trying to get Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio's attention, who is a prime supporter of the move to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. Mary Scott says she's fighting for Medicaid to help people like her mother and aunt who are in nursing homes and rely on Medicaid.
The reason this is important is because these changes will deeply impact their ability to stay in a nursing home. And I can't imagine that there are more people who don't have relatives who are on Medicaid in nursing homes and that they're not concerned about this.
Right now, President Trump is pressuring wavering senators to back a Republican bill to repeal and replace President Obama's health care law. But a top aide says he's holding open a repeal-only option if Republicans cannot reach an agreement after the July 4th recess.
Sarasota Memorial Hospital's new internal medicine practice in the Newtown community is now officially open. Community stakeholders on hand for the ribbon cutting of the new Jean and Alfred Goldstein Health Center at Sarasota Memorial Internal Medicine Practice. This facility, which is located on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Way, is expected to serve as many as 1,800 patients in the first year and will offer full primary and preventative care for anyone 18 years old and older. But one doctor at the location says their services will extend well beyond most medical facilities.
You know, we're going to have a nutritionist here, or we're going to have food trucks. We're going to have a law firm that's going to be a part of our clinic here. That's going to help patients who may not have the funds to obtain their own lawyer, but we can help them.
Sarasota Memorial Internal Medicine Practice in Newtown also plans to partner with other organizations like the Food Bank to help patients get healthy food. They will also be implementing a mentoring program with nearby Booker High School.
Fantastic.
Much needed.
Very much in that neighborhood.
A lot of use. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a plot twist in a pilot mystery. What a newly discovered photograph may reveal about Amelia Earhart's life and death.
And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, the safety of popular heartburn drugs called into question. New research on these medications in Health Smart.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. An invasive species is eating native Suncoast fish. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll learn about how lionfish are impacting our coastline and how the 2017 Lionfish Derby will help. It's a trip down memory lane with pop songs of the 50s and 60s with the marvelous One Duets, plus how Goodwill is helping female veterans, and Sharky's on the Pier joins us in the kitchen. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Tonight, a new twist in the Amelia Earhart mystery. Investigators who have been trying to determine what happened to the legendary pilot more than 80 years ago now believe a newly discovered photograph shows she survived her final flight and was captured by the Japanese. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has details on the photo and new revelations.
Setting out on the most dangerous aeronautic feat ever attempted.
80 years after vanishing as she attempted to become the first woman to fly around the world.
Weeks of search activities produced no clues. Amelia Earhart was gone.
The History Channel revealing what it says is a possible new clue that could help explain what happened to Amelia Earhart.
You think this is Amelia Earhart?
That's right.
A former federal agent saying in the National Archives he uncovered this undated photo taken on the Marshall Islands in the South Pacific.
There are only 2 Caucasians in the picture.
Experts analyzing the photo saying the man on the left bears a striking resemblance to Earhart's navigator Fred Noonan.
The hairline is the most distinctive characteristic. The nose is very prominent.
They believe based on comparative photos and the length of the hair, the person facing away from the camera could be Earhart. And experts say that mass being towed behind this ship matches the length of Earhart's plane. With the photo and other documents, the History Channel special airing Sunday makes the claim that Earhart may have been captured by the Japanese military.
If they thought she was an American spy, she could have met with a much more horrific end than we ever thought.
Something Japanese officials have reportedly denied, and U.S. officials have not confirmed any of the show's claims. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Pretty fascinating nonetheless.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We've all wondered all these years.
Yeah, a lot going on there for a long time, too. And I tell you, we've had a lot of shower activity recently. You know, we had to delay a little bit. They're actually speeding up of the fireworks in some areas yesterday because of the approaching storms. We're seeing similar conditions again tonight. The East Coast and West Coast kind of meeting one another, and things are starting to break out down near Northport and heading off toward Venice and Inglewood, as well as into looks like Nokomis, Osprey. Get ready for some shower and thunderstorm activity now. You can see what's happened. That west coast breeze has really moved inland, and you can see it right there into Manatee County. As this activity eventually works its way over, it'll catch up with it, and we'll start to see more storms firing up here into Manatee County. But for the time being, the heavy weather near Northport, right there along I-75, stretching off toward Venice, the Venetian getting some heavy rainfall. Just starting to see a lot of lightning strikes here, too. And this is going to be the case, I think, through the evening for the next hour or so as that marches off to the west, northwest. Not much in Manatee County currently. As I mentioned, though, this is the sea breeze front. It is now inland, and it will eventually match up and meet up with the one now producing some heavy weather in Sebring, but it's going to take a little longer. We have some drier air in place, too. This is the upper level atmosphere, and we're looking at this dry air, so limited shower activity along the East Coast especially. It didn't quite make it over here altogether, but it will be in place tomorrow, so our rain chances will go down to about 30% for those afternoon showers and storms. Still, though, we have this high-pressure ridge in control, and this high will stay with us. And it looks like it will stay there through Friday, and then eventually we'll see the atmosphere moisten up a bit. That southeasterly wind flow will be rather prevalent, and that means more shower and thunderstorm activity in the afternoon and evening over the weekend. That rain chances bounces back up to 50 to 60%. Right now it's 89, the heat index at 99, the dew point way up there at 75, and temperatures into the upper 80s to low 90s near the beaches, mid 90s inland like Parrish at 95, Waterleaf at 94 degrees, so it's hot. And where it hasn't rained yet, the heat index at about 102 degrees right now. Notice the cooler weather in Rotunda, Plantation, and Northport, where that rain has since moved in, and temperatures have dropped consistently. The hourly forecast does call for showers and storms again around tomorrow, but I mentioned the rain chance not all that high at 30%. Temperatures will top out in the low 90s, so it's back to basics, I think, as we approach the weekend with showers and storms in the forecast. We'll still see that east wind overnight, which will cool us down into the mid-70s, and then a sea breeze will develop tomorrow afternoon. But as I alluded, that upper-level dryness will settle things down just a little bit. There'll still be a few around. You can't stop them altogether, but there'll be a few scattered afternoon and evening storms around. The national satellite picture shows this area of low pressure spinning, bringing some rainfall and clouds from Missouri all the way over to West Virginia this afternoon. The RPM forecast model suggesting a few evening storms, and then partly cloudy tomorrow. Not as many storms in the offing as a result of that drier air. You can kind of see that depicted by this forecast model. And then as we approach on into Friday, better chances for showers and storms to develop along the sea breeze in the afternoon and evening. So that will be the case. Now in the tropics, yes, we are approaching the season, but still not out in the Atlantic. Normally you don't see many storms forming out here. Indications are that this is getting better organized, and computer forecast models are suggesting that it will become our next named storm, Don. And there's the forecast path and track. Interesting to note, a lot of the models had tended to bend it off back and toward Bermuda, but notice these last few models here, that's the GFS kind of bending it back toward the southwest. So that's kind of dangerous. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Long way off, not a concern at this point, and I don't think it will be into the future, but we'll keep an eye on it nonetheless. Temperatures very hot. Billings hotter than our area right now. Billings, Montana at 96. 96 in Minot, and 84 in the nation's capital. For boaters, tomorrow, seas running 2 feet or less, a light chop out there. Just look out for those storms in the afternoon. And things don't change much in the forecast this time of year, although our rain chance is a little bit lower than usual. We'll see that happening on Thursday, back to 40% on Friday, when showers and storms more numerous in the afternoon on Saturday and Sunday. We're used to that. Back to you, Scott.
Bob, thank you. In Suncoast Traffic Watch, traffic backed up on US 41 in the northbound lanes in Sarasota, right near the intersection with Fruitville Road. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, heartburn drugs called proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs, may be associated with a potential 25% increased risk of early death from any cause. That's according to new research published in the British Medical Journal. This increased risk of death was seen compared to people taking H2 blockers for heartburn and compared to those not taking either type of drug. Researchers aren't sure why this association was found. Nexium and Prilosec are 2 commonly used PPIs, and their maker, AstraZeneca, stands by the safety of its drugs. On average, women spend about an hour every day on their appearance and about $15,000 on cosmetics over their lifetime. So is permanent makeup a safe alternative? It's essentially the same procedure as traditional tattooing. A technician uses a needle to insert pigment into the dermis layer of the skin, most commonly to the lips, brows, and eyes, to imitate the look of makeup. Most people say it's at least uncomfortable, and many report that it can be painful. You will want to discuss topical anesthetics with your technician and pick someone who has the necessary certifications and comes recommended for sanitary and safe practices. Allergic reactions to the tattoo pigment are rare, but can be hard to treat since they are difficult to remove. Coming up, an explosion at an Air Force base in Florida. What was in the smoke that led to an evacuation? Plus, a rescue mission in Brooklyn. Paramedics try to help 4 workers trapped in an underground elevator.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
ABC 7, My Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch My Suncoast News wherever you are, on our live stream, on our newly redesigned MySuncoast.com, and a brand new ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing Sight for Life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, and dining with recipes and all the hottest Suncoast restaurants. Visit MySuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for iOS and Android. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. A local flight training program is hosting an aviation career day inside their hangar at the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. We'll tell you where you can go to learn more about the future of flight tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
We'll watch rain chances begin to increase as we head into the weekend. We'll talk about that bright and early.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you. Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC 7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC 7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac. Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
For the last decade, SNS Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
An investigation is underway tonight on what caused an explosion at an Air Force base in the Florida Panhandle.
A fire broke out at a support building near a climate lab at Eglin Air Force Base. This is in Okaloosa County around 10 o'clock this morning. A black pillar of smoke around the base could be seen for miles. Base officials say the source of the smoke has been identified as methyl chloride. Because of the potentially hazardous material, the surrounding area was evacuated and the public was told to avoid contact with the smoke. Once the smoke dissipated, the evacuation was lifted. The base says no one was seriously hurt. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
At least 3 workers are hurt after an explosion at a GM assembly plant in Detroit. A small filter pump blew up after its pressure valve popped off this morning. None of the injuries are life-threatening, but the workers needed medical treatment. The plant did not have to be evacuated.
A big rescue mission at a Brooklyn power plant today after 4 people got stuck in an elevator more than 200 feet underground. The elevator at the Cone plant stopped abruptly this morning. An employee and 3 private contractors got stuck inside. Rescue crews had to place the workers in a harness one by one and lift them up the elevator shaft. All 4 sustained just minor injuries. Con Ed says that they will investigate why the elevator got stuck.
Some police officers in Asheville, North Carolina, joined a neighborhood block party over the weekend. The officers were responding to a neighbor's complaint that a slip and slide was blocking the road. Well, they looked at it and decided it wasn't really an issue, so they decided to join in on the fun. That does look like fun, doesn't it? They got on a float and made that run right down that giant slide.
Oh, very fun. Well, most of us, especially on the Suncoast, are trying to beat the heat. Others are going snow skiing. Oregon's Mount Bachelor had enough snow on the ground for the ski lifts to stay open through Independence Day. It's reportedly only the 9th time the ski resort has been able to run this late in the season since it opened in 1958. So now you know where to go if you are feeling really hot here.
Skiing in shorts, though.
I know, I was going to say, it's not really that cold there.
No.
As you can see how some of the people are dressed.
Taking a long time for that snow to melt.
Right, they were just able to maintain it.
That's awesome.
That is nice. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, shaving off those precious minutes during an emergency.
How new technology is helping Manatee County emergency responders get to calls quicker.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
We asked you, Suncoast, why do you like ABC 7?
I like ABC7 because it's local.
It gives me all the local news.
The local news, local weather.
It's so local and so community driven.
Kelly Wilgus does a great job.
John Scalzi, that's my guy.
Bob Harrigan is wonderful. Stephanie's my favorite.
I like Scott Dennis.
I like them all.
We're all very grateful that you cover what you do and you're here to participate with the community.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.